Hi, my name is Susan Chaves Anchia. I'm being interviewed by Keith Andrew. I'm very honored to be here, part of his show, and be adding a little bit of my story and my humor and my joy. I hope you enjoy our interview and see you later.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keith Andrew, and you're watching the one and only Keith Andrew Network. This is episode 1098. That is right, 1098. The following is brought to you by WrestleMania 13, the biggest event of 1998. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Shawn Michaels, Iron Mike Tyson as a referee. This was the turning point in the WWF versus WCW Monday Night War. But the first thing I'm going to talk to you about is icebreakers. Tell our audience a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Susan Chaves Anchia, Costa Rican. I live in Florida. I am 44 years old and I am an actress, poet, and a lyricist.
No, absolutely. So,
Mhm.
what about, let's see, actually, yes, I'm holding the right questions in my head. Don't mind me. When you were in college, were you a study nerd or party animal, and what did you major in?
I was a studier. I'm actually an introvert and extrovert. I'm a good mix of both, depending on who I'm with. But I was very focused on my goals. I wanted to be a pediatrician, wanted to go to med school. I ended up switching my major, like most people do in college, and actually ended up being a medical assistant, clinical medical assistant. I started in Florida and finished in California.
No, that sounds wonderful. Do you miss it?
I do. I do. Sometimes I wonder, should I go back? But the medical field is such a wonderful field. You touch many lives. Yeah, it's a wonderful opportunity to touch people's lives as well, make
Yeah,
a
you.
difference.
All right, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt. I apologize.
Oh, I was just saying you can I'm always looking for ways to make a difference, and the medical field is a very good place to do that. So I do miss that.
You bring up a good subject, but I do want to talk about that in a couple of minutes. But did you do any sports growing up? Did you ever want to be a professional in any sport?
That's funny because I'm horrible at sports. I was all about my music. You'd always find me behind my piano, writing my poetry, writing my lyrics, listening to music, singing. My life revolves around music. So I was in chorus, I was in church choirs, I was in praise bands. Yeah, I do love soccer. Love soccer. I'm very passionate about. I do have played a little bit of soccer, and I do enjoy watching baseball, basketball, uh, and soccer, of course. But yeah, I'm not that great of an athlete. Oh, and I do a little bit of track. I do 5Ks. So I like to jog.
Well, you do more than me. I hate running. We used to do the mile
Oh,
run in high school. I'm like, I can walk it. Mile run, you're supposed to run. Yeah, I can run a row a bit. I'd rather walk it. They're like, Keith, what's the
oh,
point? You're defeating it.
oh. No, I've done 11 5Ks, actually 10 5Ks and one 20K. That was my monster. Yeah, I did finished it in 7 hours.
No, that's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yes.
What was the one sport? Well, a lot of people say this is an activity, but maybe you would consider it as a sport. What's the one thing you always like doing, but people think it's, bizarre and kind of weird?
Wow. The one thing I enjoy doing
Yes.
as far as activity,
Like for an example, did you ever get the chance to do one of those human pyramids? I'm a loser. I love that stuff. But would you consider that an activity or a sport? Because if you do consider it a sport, you're holding each other up, and that's like what hypothetically 100 pounds each. So that is kind of okay. That's a stretch, but you're holding different weight, but it's kind of like a workout. So would that be considered a sport?
I mean, cheerleading, they do the pyramids, so it is considered sport if you look at it that way. Or if you're just in your backyard doing it for fun. I've actually done it. Now I think of it, I've actually done it with friends to take a picture. We've done the pyramid, and I've been, because I'm so tiny and petite, I've been on top, and it was fun.
You know what I
I'm
want? I want to see, and if you're interested, maybe we can do something. I want each person, like three people, have a GoPro. Have one person on the bottom, one person in the middle with a GoPro. And especially when you're on top, I want to see it from your point of view. And then when you do the editing, it's like, oh, this is really cool. I always imagine what it would be like because you build it, it falls, it builds, it falls. Instead of doing it multiple times, if everyone had a GoPro, you get to see it from three points of views at the same time.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
I have
Yeah.
too much. I have too much free time on my hands. I'm a loser.
It's okay.
So the next one I want to ask you, it's what makes you different from the competition?
Hmm. Wow, that's a deep question. I love it. Well, I'm a I'm a go-getter. Like a lot of my colleagues are just actors and actresses or production. I have crossed over and I'm doing both. And call me crazy, but it's amazing. And I think it's wise because I have a lot under my belt. I can cast for a lot of different roles, not just acting, but crew wise. So I am opening, in my eyes, I'm opening the opportunities. I'm expanding. So that sets me apart. A lot of my friends have never even done crew, uh, and are not interested. I think it's silly. I think we should all just experiment with different things. It, what else? I once said I may not be the best actress. This is when first started. May not be the best actress, but I guarantee you I'm the one with the most heart. Like my heart is poured onto every single set. Like it's not just me reading a script, it's me living through that character. So I bring passion, I bring heart to a film. Um, I bring connection. I like connecting, having people connect. So a lot of my mutual friends have met through me, and now they're amazing friends. So I like connecting people. I like the whole harmony, unity. I love that, and I think I bring that to the set. And people have made comments like, we need you. We need that here. That I just bring that sweetness.
That's why I like you because I know I'm a bad flirt, but that's why I like you because we have a lot of things in common. And here on the Keith Andrew Network, it's about bringing people together and trying different things. I
And that's
asked,
right.
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just agreeing with you.
I asked, like, I mean, I try to make my show entertaining. I try to make my show different things. It is the main focus is the interviews. Interview actors, actresses, models, CEOs, professional wrestlers. We do human pyramid challenges. We do voiceovers. So for people, like your kids, because they're young, there's something on my network that they will like and they find entertaining. Unless they want to hear me ramble on, that's always entertaining too. But it's on my network as a variety show. You have something for the kids, you have something for the adults, and it's just a professional show. When we do double interviews, you were a part of a double interview. I like bringing people together and networking. And I
Yes.
agree with what you said. You have to have the heart and passion to do what you love. Because if you're going to do something half-ass, you're only got to set yourself up for failure. So either you do it right or you don't do it at all. Some of my questions, well, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm agreeing with you, man. I agree. The heart needs to be, at least for me, everybody thinks different, but if my heart's not in it, it's not gonna come out good. So it's either all or nothing kind of thing for me. Yeah.
For me, I get some of my questions from Bill Maher, Bill O'Reilly. I'm a big wrestling fan. That's why I like gold. My hero,
Mm,
Bret the Hitman Hart, always wore pink and black. So I'm like, you know what? And he made a comment and saying, I wish I had gold and black. So here I am, out of respect to my hero. or in gold and black. I like that I can be like a wrestling entity, enter a
Mhm.
personality. I can do crazy cartoony things for everyone. It's always good to cover all your bases than does it, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Do it right the first time. And because you never know who you're going to entertain. For an
True.
example, I like human pyramids, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, how many TV shows or how many interviews have you heard? Blah blah blah, asking questions." And it's always the same question over and over. Tell us about yourself. What did you do? Who inspired you? I'm like, okay, well, how can you make this more real? Because this is real. How can you make it more authentic? How can you make it more personable? It's not anything, perverted or anything, but
Right.
it's not that type of thing. But it's kind of like I'm opening it up to you, and by you being on the show, you're opening up to me and our viewers so people can know it isn't scripted, it's more realistic. We're bringing more of a realistic aspect to it, if that makes any sense.
Hmm. I agree.
Now, the next question I want to ask you is people with learning disabilities, besides me, obviously, have you worked with people with learning disabilities, and how can people follow in your footsteps?
Actually, I have. This Christmas, we did a holiday film, and the lead actor and actress had Down syndrome. And this particular producer, I just love her as a person already, but she is really giving these kids an opportunity. Not just them too, but a whole community of Down syndrome kids who want to be in the action business. She's opening the door and giving them an opportunity to shine. And they were amazing on set. Like I was blown away. And to tell you that we're about to do a challenge, and they got nominated as best actor and actress. So they're going up for nominations. And to me, it was just so special because I didn't see them any different. To me, there were actors and actresses on set, very talented, very gifted. I don't, as a matter of fact, I was intimidated by them. They're so good. I mean, they're so natural and so passionate about what they're doing, and they want to do everything structured, and it's just so neat. Like I was really, really touched by them, and I'm very, very humbled to have had that experience. So I'm very happy to see people who are giving people with disabilities an opportunity to shine because they have dreams too, and that's something that maybe I can get involved in the future.
Absolutely. And just because, you tell some, and I'm guilty of this, telling people that you have a disability, they automatically assume things. They like to put label things. But,
Labels, yeah.
when the next thing I want to ask you, actually, yes, I want to ask you this. How did you overcome stereotypes? Have you ever been stereotyped? And how have you proved them wrong?
Wow. I have experienced that in the work of field that I do. I'm a security officer, and most security officers are males. So when they see me, I'm petite, I'm tiny, I'm a security officer. I have been armed in the past. They just think like, yeah, that's how is that supposed to happen? Um, and I always say that it's here. It's all mental. Strength is here, thoughts are here, everything happens here. Mental power is strong. It's powerful. Um, so I feel like I've proven them wrong. Now it's like, oh no, she's tough. Like she's a tough cookie. Like don't mess with her. I'm very professional with what I do, whether it's acting or being a security officer. And they think to them that's powerful. Like she's professional. She knows her job. I mean, that's the kind of person I am. I have a really good work ethic and and I bring that onto the set too as an actress. Like I said, all or nothing. If I know that I can't commit 100%, I don't commit. If I know that my heart's gonna be in it and I'm gonna do an amazing job, I'm all for it. So stereotypical, also like uh as a Hispanic Latina, sometimes I've been in different environments and I do have a little bit of an accent. So actually, people love how I use it to my advantage. I've actually taken it. I took it and ran with it. I said, I'm gonna have fun with this accent. Um, I don't see it as a hindrance. I think it's all the way you see things, the mentality that you have. I don't see it as a hindrance. I use it to my advantage. I'm pretty, I don't know if you think I'm smart about it. Yeah.
Well, let's have fun with this. I want you to puss on me and I'm going to puss back. What gets you fired up? When I said, when have you ever done, and I'm on the Keith Andrews Network, freedom, speech, self-expression. And I just say this to make our viewers laugh. I want to make you laugh. When I said to you, did you ever get the chance to do one of those human pyramids? Did it pop in your head and say, what's this crazy white boy talking about? What's he?
I did. I was like, whoa, that's different. That's different. Yeah, I did. I was thinking, I didn't say, but I was thinking, I'm like, that's different. He's different, yeah. But different's cool, We
Yeah,
we
it's a
we
real way.
everybody shines their own way. And I embrace that. I embrace, different. We don't need to be all the same. I that's why I inspire people to be themselves, But people might not get me, but I get me. And I'm happy with that. And that's all that matters at the end of the day is that we're all happy.
You're right. And like I said, if that's because I like pyramids. It's not anything sexual. There's always going to be a group of assholes that it's going to ruin it. So get your head out of the gutter because
Mm,
it's an activity. You're doing it for fun and it's an exercise. That's all what it is. And to
right.
God to that, it's fun. People like to ruin things for everyone. We go back to stereotyping. I went for interviews and they're like, okay, well, I have a disability. Oh, oh, okay. Shuffling paper. Okay. Well, we can't really fill this position right now. Or they hire you and I'm never going back to work at this shitty ass job anyway. So I'm gonna tell you the truth. I worked for Sex off Fifth and I hated it. I was set up to fail from the very start. It's a long story, but if you want to hear it or not. But the long story short, one of the managers who I worked with, and happened and she was a real Karen about it. All those Karens. But what ironically was her name was Karen. Go figure, kind of ironic on that. She used to talk to me like, all right, Keith, we're gonna do this, all right? We're gonna pick up the table. All right, here we go.
Mm,
Wee table. All right, we're going to walk down now. And I say, look, I have a disability. I'm not retarded. Even though
hmm
I do fall under the spectrum, that's a different story. But the fact that what pissed me off, I wanted to wring her neck. What pissed me off was
Wow.
she did it when there was customers around.
Oh,
And I
wow.
was thinking to myself, where the hell do you get off talking to me like that? Knowing the fact I have a disability, talking to me in front of people. So,
Yeah.
long story short, it wasn't a real job. The guy liked me. I went for an interview, and I don't mean to bitch to you. It's uncensored freedom of speech. And now you're getting me fired up. And he said, we can't hire you. We don't have any positions. Fine. Calls me back a couple of days later. And he's like, oh, I want to make up a position for you. You're going to be stock supervisor. You're going to come in, you're going to clean the windows, you're going to clean the bathrooms, you're going to do this. Oh, custodio. Okay, fine, I can do that. When I got there, everything was done for me. And I'm like, well, I'm sure as hell not going to be a salesperson because I didn't agree to that. What am I going to do? You stay in the back room. Don't be seen. Count
Wow.
sneakers or something.
Wow.
And then with, the Karen on top of that talking down to me, it's kind of, I knew it was, let me ask you this, because this is not all about me. Have you ever did a acting job or any job for that matter where you knew it was going to fail, but you trying to make the best of it. Have you ever been in a position where you set yourself up to fail?
Wow, that's a good question.
Sorry, I didn't mean to vent to you, but
No, no, you're good. Actually, um, I don't know if it was to that extent, but I was just on set where the producer accidentally forgot to give me 2 pages out of the script. So I memorized everything he gave me with the exception of those 2 pages. When we got to that point, he said, go ahead, continue. And I said, that's it. That's all I have. He goes, there's more. I go, what do you mean? He goes, yeah, there's 2 more pages. I go, I never got those pages. It was on him. He didn't give me the updated script. So I said, oh boy, either we could either do 2 things. Omit the whole scene or go for it. That's what I was thinking. He goes, how do you feel? I go, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's go for it. And it was a risk. It was a risk because I had never seen the script. This could have been a complete disaster. But I said, you know what? What could happen? I mean, let's give it a shot. He said, okay. So I grabbed the script. Yeah, I kind of took a good glance at it over and over again. And he goes, well, just take it by parts. And I said, you know what? Let's do it. He goes, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go for it. Let's just do. I'm here. I have the script in front of me. Let's just go for it. My actors is right in front of me. Let's go for it. If it works, it works. If not, it's fine. So we went for it. Even though I knew it had the potential of like almost ruining my career. No, no, not that bad. But some people would have been like, oh no, I'm no, I can't do that. I said, you know what? Let's do it. I've never done this. This is crazy. Call me crazy, but I'm doing it. And it actually worked. We made it happen. I mean, it was just like sweat. We were sweating and, working through the whole process. But yeah, we made it work. So
sometimes ad-libbing, it's always better than actually reading the script.
yeah, I love ad libbing. There's freedom in that. Yeah, I love it.
Now, the next question I want to ask you is a two-part subject. First part is as you mentioned before, going back to the medical field. How has the coronavirus impacted your life, and do you see things differently? And social media. Can social media make you or break you?
Make you break it. How I see things differently. Well, I think overall humanity has changed. I felt like this kind of hit us out of nowhere. I remember the day that I got the call and told my job said, don't come back until further notice. I was a trainer at work and I had 20 trainees to handle. And I said, what about my trainees? Like, no, no, just don't come back. Nobody's coming back until further notice. It was pretty scary. Uh, then that's when things just started to get really bad. Um, I feel like I'm a person that there's good and bad in everything, and I'd rather stay with the good. The bad is always going to be there. Learn from it, but keep the good. So if you ask me, what did Corona do for us in a good sense? I felt like families were able to spend more time together, because some of them had no choice. So a lot of bonding going on in these homes. Uh, People got to talking a lot more personable. Um, so I know my kids were like around more, so we were able to have more family time. That's something good that came out of it. People really got to thinking about how they were living life and their choices they were making. Because now I feel like just time just stood still. And then, okay, now we got to think about life. People are dying out there from a virus. That could be us. Let's really reflect. So a lot of reflection went on. People even made lifestyle changes, which was, I think it's a win. People were like, maybe I should stop drinking. Maybe I should, things like that. Like maybe I should be around more for my children. They really enjoy having daddy home. Things like I heard, I'm like, wow, this is actually a good thing. Now there's the bad side of it, which I think some of the businesses were never able to come back because of the financial damage that they went through, the loss. People actually uh, lost jobs. A lot of businesses went downhill. That's the sad part of it. where, I have a few friends who lost their jobs because of coronavirus. Some churches closed down as well. What we knew as normal was not normal anymore, so we had to find a new normal. And like I said earlier, some things just haven't been the same ever since. And some of it is worrisome to me. Like the way grocery stores, they still have the self-checkouts. And I don't think they're going anywhere. As a matter of fact, I think they're liking them a lot to where they're getting rid of cashiers. And I was a cashier. I'm like, these are people with jobs. They need this. They need this source of income. So I'm not too thrilled with that, but yeah, just, and sometimes, yeah, you just have to go through the motions, you have to make the best of everything.
No, absolutely. And then social media, can it make you or break you?
Oh, social media, it depends how much you let it influence you. It depends how you use it. I have different platforms. I have Facebook, I have Instagram. And I know that it has the power to make you or break you. So I'm trying to be wise and use it with a positive take on it. I use it to be inspirational. I use it to gain knowledge. I use it to be as a form of communication for my people. I'm able to expose my movies and share that with friends and family. I actually have a page called One Story at a Time, where I interview random strangers, and ask them, what is a story or an incident or a person that has changed your life for the better? And the stories that they share are just incredible. And that's how I use my social media. I use it for the better. Yeah.
If you're interested, maybe you want to interview me.
Oh yeah. I would love to have you on my page. Yes, I would love that. Yeah, I'm trying to get people from different walks of life. So to make it colorful. And yeah, that would be neat.
I do have a couple of questions for you off the air, but wrapping up, we're one episode away from our goal of 1,100 episodes. That will hopefully be either later today or tomorrow. Stay tuned, it will be a little celebration on my Instagram. But wrapping up, it was a real honor and privilege having you as a guest. I'm looking forward to part 2. And as with my hero, Son Goku always said, until we meet again, catch you later. Thank you, and have a good night.